जन्मानेकशतैः सदादरयुजा भक्त्या समाराधितो भक्तैर्वैदिकलक्षणेन विधिना सन्तुष्ट ईश स्वयं साक्षात् श्री गुरुरूपमेत्य कृपया दृग्गोचरः सन् प्रभुः तत्त्वं साधु विबोध्य तारयति ताम् संसारदुःखार्णवात् तत्त्वं साधु विबोध्य तारयति ताम् संसारदुःखार्णवात् सर्वव्यापकमद्वितीयमजरम् वेदान्तविज्ञापितम् द्वन्द्वाभासविवर्जितं भवहरम् शान्तिप्रदं देहिनाम् कर्मविकर्महीनममलम् त्रैगुण्यविच्छेदकम् ध्यायेत् ब्रह्म सदा प्रशान्तमनसा भक्त्या च सश्रद्धया ध्यायेत् ब्रह्म सदा प्रशान्तमनसा भक्त्या च सश्रद्धया। हरि ओम। शांति पाठ। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममांगानि
ओम आप्यायन्तु ममांगानि
वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो
वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो
बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम्
माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम्
मा ब्रह्म निराकरोद निराकरणमस्तु
मा ब्रह्म निराकरोद निराकरणमस्तु
अनिराकरणं मेस्तु
अनिराकरणं मेस्तु
तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु
तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु
धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु
धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
केनेषितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः
केनेषितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः
केन प्राणः प्रथमः प्रैतियुक्तः
केन प्राणः प्रथमः प्रैतियुक्तः
केनेषितां वाचमिमां वदन्ति
केनेषितां प्रेषितां वाचमिमां वदन्ति
चक्षुश्रोत्रं कौ देवो युनक्ति
चक्षुश्रोत्रं कौ देवो युनक्ति
श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रं मनसो मनोयत्
श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रं मनसो मनोयत्
वाचोह वाचं सौ प्राणस्य प्राणः
वाचोह वाचं सौ प्राणस्य प्राणः
चक्षुषश्चक्षुरतिमुच्य धीराः
चक्षुषश्चक्षुरतिमुच्य धीराः
प्रेत्यास्मान् लोकादमृता भवन्ति
प्रेत्यास्मान् लोकादमृता भवन्ति
न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः
न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः
न विद्मो न विजानीमो यथैतदनुशिष्यात्
न विद्मो न विजानीमो यथैतदनुशिष्यात्
अन्यदेव तद्विदितात्
अन्यदेव तद्विदितात्
अन्यदेव तद्विदितादथो
अन्यदेव तद्विदितादथो
अविदितादधि
अविदितादधि
इति शुश्रुमपूर्वेषाम्
इति शुश्रुमपूर्वेषाम्
येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे
येन तद्व्याचचक्षिरे
यद्वाचानभ्युदितम्
यद्वाचानभ्युदितम्
येन वागभ्युद्यते
येन वागभ्युद्यते
तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि
तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि
नेदं यदिदमुपासते
नेदं यदिदमुपासते.
We have done the Anvaya up to 3 did not complete or 4 did not complete. What is? Up to 4 we have done. Now, it is more or less same throughout, but some of the points they are emphasizing, we should be attentive to that. Did I say that Shushruma and Vyachachakshire both are lit? One is Prathama Bahuvachanam, another is Prathama Purusha Bahuvachanam, another is Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam. When they are saying na vidmo na vijanimo na vidmaha na vijanimaha yathaita danushishyad. Well, it is true that he is saying that we don't know, and we don't know how it is to be instructed also, because whatever words or the concepts, everything is about the objective world. So about the subject there is a difficulty. But saying this sentence, putting that sentence, the purpose is to emphasize the difficulty in this pursuit. He is saying na vidmaha na vijanimaha yathaita danushishyat. By that they are wanting to emphasize the difficulty, because our trouble is that we take it according to our concept and we think we become complacent. You will find that in spirituality, the greatest obstacle is complacency. Even if we point it out, it doesn't go easily. Complacency is the greatest problem. We think that, oh, ho gaya hai, theek ho gaya, itna hi samajh gaye hain. So repeatedly he will again insist that in the later verses, just the one we have read now. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. Know that to be the Brahman, not that which people are worshipping as idam. These words are very important. Idam means it is different from me. Idam means we are saying idam. That means we are pointing out something different from me. But people are often mistaken by taking that idam as the Brahman and thinking that they have realized. So you will find that this line will go on repeating up to the end of this chapter. That can never be. Yesterday I told you that somebody said that I have known the self, but I feel I am realized I have known the self, but I have known it different from me. Actually, that he said. Generally people do not say that or do not even analyze in that manner as different from me or what it is. Suppose, why they are saying this Shrotra, Chakshuhu, etc. People in meditation, they hear some sound, either it is Om or whatever is the sound, and they feel that that is it. So they are repeatedly saying that it is not the sound. Even if it is Om, when you are hearing the Om, you have to see what is the substratum of that Om. Substratum means that sound you are coming to know, it is revealed to you. Sound is there everywhere, you are not knowing it. Some sound is revealed to you. When it is revealed, it is because of the substratum, the Atma. And the Atma is the substratum, not that vritti. The sound will go on changing various things, but everywhere the common thing will be that revelation part. Not only that, whether it is sound, whether it is vision, whether it is smell, all of them have the same substratum. But often in meditation, in our sadhana, we get smell, we get various sensation in the tongue or in the throat, or some vibration in the body. All these things happen and we consider that to be very great, and people often become complacent with that. Some vibration is happening, they become so attached to the vibration that days after days, years after years, decades after decades, they go on with that vibration, never looking for something beyond. That vibration is only a sort of an internal sensation. And is it always there? Brahman is something or Atma is something which never changes. So if I know anything in meditation or during sadhana and I don't know it at other times, then how can it be the Atma or the Brahman? It is Brahman or Atma is something which never undergoes any change at all. So if we know it in meditation, it will be known in non-meditation also. So meditation, I have got some experience, but that is not the Brahman, that is an experience. Brahman is something or Atma is something which can never change, which it was, it will be, it is always, it is the same. So the Upanishads, as we are saying, that it is a jnana sadhana. So their purpose is to point out repeatedly, you should not get caught by all these delusions. That it is not only the same thing which is revealing the vision, the sound, the smell, everything. It is not just that. It is the revealer of everything, whatever the mind thinks, whatever the concepts are there in the mind, whatever the intelligence analyzes. It is the substratum of everything. It is the revealer of everything. When there is some thought in the mind, how do I know that there is a thought in the mind? It is the revealer's duty. So, from the thought, we have to discriminate that what is revealing the thought. When there is no thought, these are clues that when there is no thought, then also I am knowing that there is no thought. So, it is revealer of no thought also. So anything we know as idam, it is not that. Idam means different from me. Different from me, so how do we know it? Then it is not the usual knowing. That normal, our usual knowledge is, I am knowing this pen. It is different from me. I am not becoming the pen. But in this case, Brahman is what I am. The Atma is what I am. It is not different from me. So it is not within the fold of jnana and the knower. The jnata jnana difference is not there. The jnana itself is the jnata. The two are the same. Okay, we do the grammar a little. Fourth we have completed, no? No, perhaps. The last sentence did I do? Anmaya we have completed. That Purvesham, Acharyanam, all we have said. Okay. Meaning I have already told earlier, so it is completed. One important thing is there that it is different from the known and it is beyond the unknown also. Because it is the jnata. In the jnana we have something we know is vidita. Something we don't know is avidita. Because the jnata is different, it is talking about something the jnata knows and something the jnata does not know. But when it is the jnana about the jnata himself, then it is neither this kind of a knowledge or lack of knowledge. So that is a very important point here. So on one hand he is saying that the third verse, he is saying that we don't know because there is the indriyas, the sense organs do not reach it, they cannot express. Even the mind cannot express because the mind, whatever it expresses, it's an object for the soul. These are all limited, small concepts, etc. So we don't know what it is, and also we don't know how it is to be instructed, because instruction also you can tell somebody with some characteristics. Generally in the Shastras they will say by nama rupa or by the jati and all, they generally use that. Basically nama rupa, that is you have to speak about some parameter to distinguish from others. Suppose if I say something, you try to understand. There is a very simple logical proof that Atma cannot be different for you and me. Suppose I say Padmakar's Atma and my Atma are different. So naturally, how do you differentiate the two Atmas? To say that this is Padmakar's Atma, you have to associate either Padmakar's body or Padmakar's some voice or some parameter, Padmakar parameter has to be associated. Or he is sitting there, he is in Bangalore, some parameter has to be associated to say that this is Padmakar's Atma. Whatever parameters we are associating with that parameters are only objective. Whatever characteristics we are speaking, we are knowing those characteristics as something to be known as different from us. So how can it be Padmakar's Atma? They are different from the Atma. Not understood. To differentiate my Atma and his Atma, we have to associate some body, mind, intelligence, space, time, parameter with that Atma. Otherwise, how will we distinguish that this is my Atma and his Atma? So whatever distinguishing mark we give, that is not the Atma. The Atma is the revealer of that distinguishing mark. Abhi samjhe? So you cannot have multiple Atma at all. All whatever can be expressed by any limiting adjunct, any characteristics, any guna you can say, any nama rupa, they are all objects, they are all limited, they are all small. They are in the objective can. Atma cannot be expressed by anything at all, because whatever we associate with it, that is an objective parameter, not for the Atma at all. So he says that it is different from the known, different from the unknown also. But saying that, he is saying, iti shushuma purvesham yenastad vyachachakshire. So two things are there. He is saying that from the ancient acharyas by the parampara, we have been hearing that the rishis, the acharyas, have been speaking about it, that it is different from the known and different from the unknown also. So two things they have pointed out in this shloka. That one is that if you just analyze, argue and try to understand yourself, you will not be able to understand. It is avidita, it is navidmaha, navijanimaha. So you have to go to the parampara. Yesterday I read out 3 shlokas from Kenopanishad which clearly states that it has to be known from another person. What kind of a person? Only a person who has known this as his own. That is ananya prokte gatiratra nasti. Ananya, that means who does not have anything different from him. That means he has identified with the universal self. From such a person, and it is extremely rare to hear, it is extremely rare for having a shishya who can receive it or understand it. All these things are there in these 3 shlokas of Kenopanishad we had yesterday. So, it is here again there, by saying this, they are saying that it has to be taken from the parampara. There had been rishis from the ancient time, and they have been transmitting this knowledge. And they have been saying that it is different from the vidita, it is different from the avidita. So following that, we have to proceed. So although it is, I don't know and we don't know how to instruct, but at the same time we know how to approach. We have to go to a guru who has realized and who has the proper instruction from the realized gurus in his parampara, and by following his instructions, we have to realize the truth. So 2 indications are there. Actually, when we practice, then only these directions will become live. They will speak to us. As I said that we are reading it, but normally you find it will not strike anybody's mind. They will still hold on in their meditation or sadhana something idam as the ultimate. Or some has a God vision. Suppose somebody is devoted to some idol, Shiva or Kali or whatever. So when they have a vision of that, they are satisfied with that. What is that? That is idam. That is different. Whenever we are having a vision, it is not the Atma. So, we have to, these are all cautions. Go to the 5th. Yadvachanabhyuditam Yena vagabhyudyate Yadvachanabhyuditam Yena vagabhyudyate Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi Nedam yadidam upasate. Yat vacha. Vacha is tritiya. By the sound, by the word, by the speech. Abhyuditam. Abhyuditam means prakasha. That means to reveal or express. Yad vacha anabhyuditam. That means which cannot be expressed by vak. Cannot be expressed by speech. Cannot be expressed by word. Yat vacha anabhyuditam. Yena, again tritiya, that means by. Yena vak bhag abhyudyate. Vak abhyudyate. Vak abhyudyate becomes bhag abhyudyate. The ka gets transformed into ga. It is always simple. By which the words themselves become alive, they becomes expressed. The words are expressed. That means from which the words are arising. That which cannot be expressed by the words, from which the words are expressed. Words are coming out. That is the substratum or the Atma of the words, the essential source of the words, you can say. Substratum of the words, the source of the words. Vak is prathama ekavachanam. Abhyudyate. Tat eva brahma. Tadeva brahma. That is the Brahman. That means which cannot be expressed by the words. So don't look for wordy expression, even Satchidananda or anything like that. That is not Brahman. And which is the substratum, the source, the essence of the words, where from the words are arising. So we have to go, that words are not arising from here. The words are finally arising in our mind. It is enlivened or it is revealed by the consciousness. It is arising in the consciousness. So that consciousness we have to spot. If it is only these words and all, then how in dream also the words we are hearing? Are we not hearing the words in the dream? At that time the ears are also not functioning, mouth, tongue is also not functioning. But we are hearing the words. Not only dream, even when you are thinking, are you not hearing the words? Whatever we are thinking, the words are still playing in our mind. Now, you may say that, oh, they are all brain waves. Even when we are hearing from the ear, whatever brain waves are there, when the words are appearing in my mind, the same brain waves are there. Yes, they will be there. There is nothing surprising. Whatever experience we have, Sharira means the seat of experience. The body means the seat of experience. Whatever experience we have, there will be an impression in the brain or on the body, you can say. Any experience, even when the bodilessness experience we are having. In meditation, we have bodiless experience also. You feel that you don't have any body, the spirit, everything is. Even that experience, as long as it is an experience, I am sure there will be an impression in the brain. That experience also, if we do enough of experiments and all, we can identify perhaps that what kind of waves are generated, at which position of the brain we can find out. But that is not the real. That is only an impression of that. That is an electrical wave we were finding out. Where is the vision there? Where are the words there? Nothing. You are finding only an electrical wave. So the whole world coming to life in our mind, it is only on the basis of the substratum, that it is the jugglery, or it is the, what power we say generally, Vivekananda used to use the word?
Inscrutable power.
Inscrutable power is English, or Sanskrit. The memory. So many times I said. and which can make the impossible possible. That is the special power of the Atma. Agatana ghatana patiyasi maya. Agatana ghatana patiyasi maya. It is called Maya. Because Maya, not that the world is not there. As we are seeing, it is there. But when you look into it, it is an appearance in the consciousness. But we have a feeling that consciousness means this grossness is not there. So it is all airy and it is in the consciousness. No, this grossness also is a concept of the mind. It is appearing in the consciousness. Certain things are appearing as gross, certain things are appearing as non-gross or subtle, airy, spatial. All these are concepts in the mind. All these are concepts in the consciousness. They are appearing in the consciousness. That there lies the power of the consciousness. So it is called Aghatana Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. Aghatana means which is not possible. Ghatana means that becomes possible. Patiyasi means very skillful and very efficient in making things possible which is impossible. That is the definition of Maya. That Maya means this power of this soul. It is like that. The whole thing, the whole jugglery is in consciousness. That is why the whole creation has come not out of any causality. Any causal creation, as in material world, everything here, in the material world, everything is causally related. Everything you can look for a cause. But when you look for the cause of the entire universe, you don't find anything there. It cannot be causal because it will go on ad infinitum. What is the cause of that? Then what is the cause of that? You will never find the cause at all. So it is just appearing to be. Why it is non-causal? Because it is not a material creation, or material is also a consciousness. It is just appearing in consciousness. As in dream, when the things appear, the whole world appears with no time. There is no, if you have a peculiar spacecraft you see in the dream, it doesn't take any time to build the spacecraft. No time is needed. The whole world appears just in the moment. There is no time, nothing. Time is there, dream time is there. But there is no sequence. In the appearance of that, there is no sequence. Like that, the whole world, it is just appearing in the consciousness. So, ultimate level, there is no causality at all. That is why in Upanishad it is said that, what is that? Last line of the 6th verse? Yoni. What is that? Yattadadreshamagrahyam agotram achakshushrotram tadapanipadam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tad avyayam yat bhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha. Tad avyayam yat bhutayonim. Bhutayonim means the source of the entire material world, universe. What is that source? It is avyaya. The bhuta yoni is avyaya. Avyaya means non-changing. Can you have a source in the material world which gives rise to some effect without undergoing a change? It's not possible. Anywhere the cause is becoming the effect. The cause undergoes a change and it becomes the effect. If you burn the book, ash will be burned and the book will be dying. When the sun radiates, the hydrogen is becoming less and helium is increasing. Always in this material srishti, there will be a change in the cause to produce the effect. But in this case, the consciousness does not undergo any change at all. That is the beauty of it. When the whole world is projected, by that the consciousness does not undergo any change. That is why we can go on thinking, nothing happens to our mind. Millions and billions of thoughts are coming continuously. Has anything happened to the mind? No change at all. It just goes on producing thoughts without any problem. So he says, Tat eva Brahma Tvam Vidhi. Tvam Vidhi means you know. Actually, Vidhi means you know, but meter Tvam is necessary here. Generally, Sanskrit, they will not use the subject. It is understandable from the Kriyapadam, from the verb. But here it will not have the meter if you remove the Tvam. Na idam nedam, na idam yat idam upasate. Upasate is Atmanepadi, it will be Prathama Purusha Bahuvachanam. No, it is Bahuvachanam. Upaste, upasate, upasate. As, it is as dhatu. Sit. As means sit. Upas means sit near. Upasana has come from sitting near. So the A will be, Anvaya will be Yat. Yat, within bracket you can write Brahman or Atma. Brahma you can write. Yat Vacha Anabhyuditam. Anabhyuditam. Aprakashitam. Anabhyuditam means aprakashitam. Yena. Yena, within bracket you can write Brahmana. Brahmana. Actually, these are also wrong. No word can express. When you go think further, when you say Brahmana, then Brahman is becoming a cause by the Brahman. Is Brahman a faculty to do it? No, 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 it is not. It is just appearing in Brahman. It is called Vivatta Srishti. But we have to use word to understand. So, Yena here, Brahmana, Vak Abhyudyate. Abhyudyate, comma. Tat eva Brahma. Tat eva Brahma. Eva means nothing else. That should be emphasized. Tadeva Brahma. Tat eva Brahma. Not anything else. Tadeva Brahma Tvam Vidhi. Vidhi means Vijanihi. Tvam Vijanihi. Tvam Vidhi means you know that itself or that only to be the Brahman. Know that to be the Brahman. That alone to be the Brahman. Know that alone to be the Brahman. Na idam. Nedam means na idam. Idam means in this form. Na idam. Never make a mistake thinking that Brahman can be different from you. Atmana, Atma Bhinna. What do you say? That is Swabhinna. That is different from I. Brahman can never be different from I, from oneself. Na idam yat idam upasate. Yat idam upasate. Idam means some, in Sanskrit we call it upadhi vishishta. Upadhi vishishta. Upadhi means it has got some insignia, title, namarupa. Upadhi, idam means you are identifying something. So it is not I, but different from I. That itself is an upadhi. And where it is like this, it is like that, it is all pervading. All those things we may say. But they are all idam. Yat idam upasate. Upasate is, as said, plural. That means lokaha upasate. Lokaha yat idam rupena upasate. That also will make it easy. That lokaha yat idam rupena upasate. That is, never think that Brahman is that which people worship as different from them, as some god, as Brahma, as Vishnu, or as anything, as the Homakunda. Whatever people are worshipping, as long as it's different from their Atma, consider that that is not the Brahman. No, that to be the Brahman from which is the substratum of the words, the concepts, all. Actually they are saying words here, but it is everything is included. Substratum of all perception, all mental concepts, all intelligential understanding or argument or anything. It is the substratum of everything. So it doesn't have any of these qualities, but it expresses all these qualities. Suppose there is a light, from there a green light is coming. This green light cannot become the white, because it is only a part of the white. Is it not so? But the white light is getting split into so many colors and many others also, other than the colors also it can do. Like that, that which is expressed, which is expressing as sound, vision, smell, all the five sense objects, and also as all the mental thoughts, mental ideas, concepts, also as all intelligential analysis. It cannot be either any one of these, because it is the source of everything. So it will be beyond the qualities of all these things. That is what Bhagavad Gita means by Sarvendriya Gunabhasam Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. These are all contradictory statements. They will be true only for the Atma, not for anything in the material world. Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. But what is that? Sarvendriya Gunabhasam. Whatever the Indriyas are expressing, they are all coming from them, from that only. But at the same time, you cannot say that it is I, it is ear, or it is this or that. So the last portion you can write this way or that way, it doesn't matter as long as the meaning is okay. You can take the idam na at the end. This book has idam na at the end. It doesn't matter. I thought this way it will be better. Because when we are saying tadeva brahmatvam viddhi na idam yat idam rupena lokaha upasate. Now it will continue, because they have spoken only about the vak. Here they have spoken only about the vak. So they will again go on with the other indriyas. That there is nothing new in that, but we should remember that why they are saying is that we should not make the mistake of getting anything like that. Are we not making the mistake in our sadhana? Because here it is generally related to spiritual sadhana. And what kind of sadhana? To know the ultimate truth, to realize the self. So in that path, whatever mistakes are possible. So I have heard the sound of origin of the universe, or this or that. What you have heard is only some blood flowing in your system that has got a continuous droning sound or so. Or you may hear the sound of air circulating in the, because when you meditate, the mind becomes so withdrawn that many things which you do not know about your own body, they all become very prominent and clear. We don't have to meditate. You go to a place where there is absolute silence. You will find so much like the cricket sound, chee, chee sound is coming to your ear, as if you will become deaf by the sound. It is so loud. What is it? It is only the blood flowing in you through our vessels. That is producing what sound there will be there? There is no cricket at all. Once we went in Devghar, I told you earlier also, that after crossing, that the sadhu was sitting in front. It was a small cave. He is sitting in front. There itself I have mentioned once during Swamiji's Science of Inner Renunciation. Inner Redemption. While inaugurating that book, I had mentioned that this Yoga Vasishta, the first I came to know when I was in school, class 8, or 9, I don't know. I went to Devghar. Devghar तुमने गए हैं ना? देखा? गए नहीं? चलो जाएंगे. Devghar. So there many sadhus and spiritual practitioners were there even then. Even now also might be there. We don't know. Must be there, not might be. So there in a cave, a sadhu was sitting. When we went there and just prostrated and talked to him, we found that he has only one book, a big book like this, thick book. In the cave, in the stone, they cut open a portion and that they use as a keeping shelf, like these wall cupboards. So the small shelf there in which a book is kept. So I asked him, I was a small young boy, so class 8 or class 9, I don't remember, class 8, that what is this book? He said, this is Yoga Vasishta Ramayana. So I asked that, you have only one book? So he replied that, बेटा वो एक ही काफी है, उससे ज्यादा कुछ जरूरत नहीं है. My son, that one book is more than sufficient. In a sadhak's life, you don't need anything more. So I understood that this is something great, that Yoga Vasishta Ramayana. So then he showed about, there was a small stone door, opening like this, which can be covered by the stone itself, like a window. So if you open that, you can get into the inner cave. So we somehow climbed into the inner cave. Then a little light is there. Then he said that you have to go to the third cave. So there also we open a, like exactly similar one, we opened and went into the second cave. Then opened and got into the third cave. It was absolute dark, pitch dark there. How, just by feeling and you do something and then get. Many of the people will be fearful and they will not go thinking that snake will bite or scorpion will come or anything. Generally people are fearful unless you are very free in mind. A real spiritual sadhak will be always very open and free in mind. They will not, suddenly fear will not come, should not come in their mind. That is why we said that Atma, the Deha Buddhi has to go. These are the meaning of Deha Buddhi. Because of Deha Buddhi we will not do, we will be fearful of doing that. So we sat for meditation there, thinking, man, just we sat. When we entered itself, that so much of sound is coming, then I understood that it is sound is from my own body. It is the blood flow sound, ching sound is coming. And there is a beautiful fresh air coming from somewhere, oxygen. That means that cave has been made where absolute silence, absolute dark, but it has some air ventilation coming through the top of the hill or somewhere it is entering. These are all Aghatana Patiyasima. How people make all these things with their own air and how they knew that we can get here a little air coming in. Or maybe they first discovered that, then made the cover up. I don't know what it is. So it is like that sound and all, whatever we hear, Tadeva Brahma Tad Tam Vidhi Nedam Yadidam Upasate. If it is appearing in the form of sound, in the form of vision, in the form of any feeling, in the form of bliss which overwhelms us, Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Our Srinivasan sings. What is that? Barasata, Barasata. Sadguru Kripa, then Ananda, 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 Ananda. Whatever Ananda it is, the greatest Ananda you may have there. The whole body will be flooded with bliss. But Yadidam Nedam Upasate. That is Ananda also, it is not the Brahman. Although we are saying Anandam Brahmeti Vijanita. So these are stages through which one progresses. When you reach the Anandamaya Kosha, according to this model, you get filled with Ananda. You find that everywhere it is Ananda. You will feel that whole world is simmering with Ananda so much. But that is not the Brahman. that feeling will go. That feeling will be there for some time. The next moment you will again enter into jagda with your colleague. All bliss has gone then. Particularly in an ashram, when you meditate, you will be blissful. When you come away, you will fight with your co-disciples. Is it not? Or in the kitchen. So, these cautions are important. That is why they repeat. Let us read from your printer. The printout is so small. How can I read? Who asked you to make its font size 9 or 8? Yadvachanabhyuditam
Yadvachanabhyuditam
Yena vagabhyudyate
Yena vagabhyudyate
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Nedam yadidam upasate
Nedam yadidam upasate
Yanmanasa namanute
Yanmanasa namanute
Yenahurmanomatam
Yenahurmanomatam
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Nedam yadidam upasate
Nedam yadidam upasate
Yachakshusha na pashyati
Yachakshusha na pashyati
Yena chakshumshi pashyati
Yena chakshumshi pashyati
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Nedam yadidam upasate
Nedam yadidam upasate
Yachshotrena na shrunoti
Yachshotrena nashrunoti
Yena shrotramidam shrutam
Yena shrotravidam shrutam
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Nedam yadidam upasate
Nedam yadidam upasate
Yat pranena praniti
Yat prane
Yena prana praniyate
Yena prana praniyate
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi
Nedam yadidam upasate
Nedam yadidam upasate
Here that prana part is interpreted in two manners. Actually it can be in three manners. We will come to that one by one. Let us go. The Anvaya, only the first line we need to, because the second line will be the same for all. Manasa yatna manute. Manasa yatna manute. Here, because they are not talking about buddhi at all, we have to consider that the buddhi is included in the term mind. That is, which cannot be conceptualized by the mind or the intelligence. Which cannot be conceptualized. That is, you cannot form a concept about it. Conceptualized will be a better word, although it cannot be thought about is the real direct meaning. Yena manaha matam. Yena manaha matam bhavati actually. That means by which, yena means by which, manaha, mind, matam means mind becomes known. Matam is a verbal noun. Matam means which is known, is known. Are you getting it? Manasa yatna manute, by the mind which cannot be conceptualized, but by which the mind becomes known. The mind cannot know it, but the mind is known by it. Mind becomes known. So, yena manaha matam. Matam means is known. Vishayikritam, you can say. Iti brahmavidaha ahuhu. Ahuhu here is there. Ahuhu means they say. Who say? Brahmavidaha ahuhu. Ahuhu is plural. That again a peculiar kind of a way. So it is kathayanti. Ahuhu means kathayanti. Brahmavidaha vadanti. Brahmavidaha vadanti is a better, easier word. Ahuhu means iti brahmavidaha vadanti. This is what the Brahmavid, the knower of Brahman say. What do they say? Yat manasana manute, which cannot be conceptualized by the mind, but which makes the mind think, makes the mind its function, do its own thinking, everything, which reveals the mind. Tadeva brahmatam viddhi, tvam viddhi. Know that to be the Brahman. That is what the Brahmavidaha vadanti. Na idam yadidam upasate, which people worship as idam, different from their Atma, not that. So it is actually any vritti, with when the mind, the consciousness, there is a vritti. Vritti means a form. It can be an emotion, it can be a thought, it can be an idea. Any vritti, any vibration in the consciousness. Vibration is not the right word. Vritti is the word used. Then we call it manaha. It becomes mind. A vritti in the consciousness is known as mind. So actually in Yoga Vasishta repeatedly we call manonasha. It's not Yoga Vasishta, very popular concept, manonasha, manonasha. And people think that manonasha means completely destruction of the mind, so such a person will not think. That is, we want to become a person who, so that I will not be able to think. Such a fate it's so common. People think that manonasha that is the highest development and we will not be able to think at all. Manonasha doesn't mean that. Manonasha means when we identify, when we know the vritti as different from the vritti is a formation in the consciousness alone. So the mind loses its fantasy, loses its speciality. You find that consciousness is just creating all that is called mind. You understand that it is the vasana. Those vrittis are the vasanas. When the vasanas go, it becomes very clear. You find the guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. There is nothing to get attached to or fearful about. Yat chakshusha na pashyati. Yena chakshumshi pashyati.
Yena chakshumshi pashyati.
Tadeva brahmatvam viddhi.
Tadeva brahmatvam viddhi.
Nedam yadidam upasate.
Nedam yadidam upasate.
He says that chakshusha yatna pashyati. Chakshusha is tritiya. Chakshusha yat na pashyati. By the eyes which cannot be seen. The eyes cannot see Brahman or the Atma, the truth. Actually, to see it, it has to become the object for the eye. Is it not so? Whatever we see, that becomes an object for the eye. Is it not so? Any indriyas, whatever we hear, that becomes the object for the ears. That way also it can never be made an object. The Brahman is always the subject. It can never become the object. So, chakshusha yatna pashyati means the chakshu, by the chakshu who cannot be made a vishaya for the chakshu. Vishaya means object for the chakshu. Yena, Chakshumshi pashyati, that Chaitanya Jyoti, that is the revealer of the eyes also. It is not the revealer of the eyes. The whatever visions we are seeing, that is revealed by this consciousness, not by the eyes. So it is the essence of the eyes. Whatever we say, the eyes, ears, everything, it is the essence of that. Chakshumshi is Dvitiya. Yena Tritiya, Chakshumshi Dvitiya. Pashyati is simple. That Pratham. Yat shrotrena nashnoti, nashnoti. Here you have put ra and ru together. That is why I was finding it difficult. Where is that? See, Shrinoti, you have written it Shra plus Rikara. It should be Sha and Rikara. Double has come. That cannot be possible.
Mistake, I corrected all.
Oh, is it? तो हमको गलत वाला दिया है और अपने अच्छा वाला लिया है. ना, English is okay, I think. That let me see. English is okay. Sanskrit में गड़बड़ है. So I was finding it difficult to read while reading, but it did not strike so much. Yat shotrena nashnoti.
Yat shrotrena shrunoti.
Shotrena nashnoti. Yat shotrena nashnoti.
Yat shrotrena nashnoti.
Here there is a difficulty because shotrena, that is murdna na. Tongue will be up. Then the second one is na. Shrotrena nashnoti. Nashnoti. Shrotrena nashnoti. Difficult. Yat shotrena nashnoti.
Yat shrotrena nashnoti.
Yena shrotramidam shrutam.
Yena shrotramidam shrutam.
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi.
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi.
Nedam yadidam upasate.
Nedam yadidam upasate.
Same here also. Shrotrena, karnena or shrotrena, yatna shinoti. Yena cha idam shrotram shrutam bhavati. Shrutam bhavati within bracket you can put to make it easy. Because shrutam is again a verbal noun. It is noun, the verb is not there. Yena cha idam shrotram shrutam bhavati. Bhavati within bracket. Then it is the same. Yat pranena na praniti.
Yat pranena na praniti.
Here it is easier, both are na. But before that, the first na is na. Pranena na praniti. Praniti. Again praniti. Yat pranena na praniti.
Yat pranena na praniti.
Yena prana praniyate.
Yena prana praniyate.
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi.
Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi.
Nedam yadidam upasate.
Nedam yadidam upasate.
The prana also cannot, here we cannot say the prana actually does not know anything. So we may say that the prana cannot, but it cannot become the Vishaya for the prana is the main. The prana cannot enliven Brahman, but Brahman enlivens prana. So here prana is not knowing anything like the other indriyas. So it cannot become an object of the prana. The prana cannot enliven it, but that which is enlivening the prana, which is making the prana do its duty. Enlivening is okay, I think. Empowering. Sending the prana. Praniyate means preshitam, that same, the first shloka that sends prana to its own. Now, this also is prana, as you know, the prana is often interpreted as, prana is the vital energy, the prana shakti, but it is also used for breath, shvasa, the breath also it is used. Because the prana depends on the breath. If you stop the breath, you will not live. It is directly related to the breath. And all the vital energy circulation is related by the 5 pranas we define, that as the breath is coming out and going, coming in and going out, all the energy is spread to the body, performing the different functions of the body. Some are going up with inspiration, some are going down with the removal of our stool, urine, everything. Some are going to the different organs, all over the body, spreading over that. Like that, the different pranas are functioning as for keeping the body alive. So breath also is doing that, although the air is not going anywhere, but the vital energy distribution is depending on the breath. That is why we call it pranayama. That means disciplining the prana. Pranayama practices disciplining the prana. That we do by disciplining the breath. When we discipline the breath, we find that the whole body becomes so vibrant and energetic, and you feel the comfort, that stability of the vital energy in your body. So pranayama is particularly for that. Another is that with the breath, the same we are smelling also. So they have written as ghrana also. That smell, they have, in the meaning they have written ghrana. That is also with the breath we are smelling. So granena also you can think of. Pranena is granena. That is the smell also, because that is the only indriya left. The tvak also is left. Touch also is left. But I don't think we need think of the smell here, because as such prana, it may not be knowing anything like the indriyas, but prana is functioning as enlivening. That meaning is sufficient. And considering it as the breath also. In Kenopanishad there is a more appropriate shloka, that, is it not Kenopanishad or Mundakopanishad? Pranena na jivati, pranena apanena jivati. What is that? कोई नहीं जानते हैं. जीवति कश्चन. You don't know? I don't have the index here. In English book there is an index. Anyway, it's there, we will find out. Matyah jivati kaschana, na pranena apanena matyah jivati kaschana. Etadvaitat. In that etadvaitat is where? Kenopanishad er kaun jagah tha? अरे सब पंडित बैठे हुए हैं, कोई नहीं बता सकता, सब फांकीबाज हो गए. एतद्वैतत सेकंड चैप्टर. द्वितीय अध्याय. My book is different. You give me the book. Not Tritiya Valli. Dvitiya Valli. Then? Prathama. But the same there only. But somehow it is not. Got it. See, all these are important compared to this. येन रूपं रसं गन्धं शब्दान् स्पर्शांश्च मैथुनाम् एतेनैव विजानाति किमत्र परिशिष्यते एतद्वै तत्. येन रूपं रसं गन्धं, by which रूपam rasam gandham shabdan sparshamscha maithunan, the sound, the touch and the conjugal, all these things we think that it is all related to the indriyas. It is not related to indriyas. If the Atma does not reveal, we will not know any of these signals, whatever is coming. Etenaiva vijanati, they all are known by this only. When that is known, then what remains to be unknown remains different from that. When the original is known, the essence is known. Etad vaitad, it is that. And what I was saying, that is coming after 4-5 shlokas. No, more than that. Quite a few shlokas later. Hey, kahan chala gaya? Hey, it is not here. तो अलग हो गया. Is it not here? I think it is in Mundak Upanishad, perhaps we have confused them. So we will stop. See that Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. The second line I did not say anything. In her question it was there. Asaktam Sarva Vrit Jaiva Nirgunam Guna Bhoktricha. See that contradiction. Asaktam, it is not clinging to anything. That Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. This part we discussed in detail. It is not clinging to anything. But because of its not clinging only, it is able to hold everything. It is the substratum of everything. Sarva Vrit. If you cling to anything, you will not be able to hold everything. There will be partiality. Because it is not having any partiality, it doesn't cling to anything. It can hold everything. That is, while supporting, it does not get entangled with it. This is related to your question also, that will not the jnanis have joy? You were asking the other day, Pramod. Will they not enjoy the food, good food? They will enjoy, but their enjoyment will be much more stable enjoyment, because it will be free of slavery. They will not be slave to the whatever they are enjoying. They don't get entangled. That is because of the nirgunatva only. Nirgunam guna bhoktricha. They are saying that Atma is guna bhoktri, but actually it is not doing any bhoga. But this bhoga is free of ragadvesha. Our bhoga is colored by, tainted by ragadvesha. Whatever we like, we cling to that. Whatever we do not like, we hate that. We try to run away from that or throw away that. This bhoga is free of ragadvesha. So even if it is nirguna, it enjoys everything. That is what the Brahman does. The whole world it is enjoying. All the bad and good, everything it is enjoying. The Janma and Mrityu, both it is enjoying. But we are afraid of death. We don't want to have death. But Brahman doesn't have any problem in embracing death. A knower also will be like that. Om Apyayantu Mamangani
Om Apyayantu Mamangani
Vak Pranaschakshuhu
Vak Pranaschakshuhu
Shrotramatho
Shrotramatho
Balamindriyani cha sarvani
Balamindriyani cha sarvani
Sarvam Brahmopanishadam
Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam
Maham Brahma Nirakuryam
Maham Brahma Nirakuryam
Mama Brahma Nirakaroda Nirakarnamastu
Mama Brahma Nirakaroda Nirakarnamastu
Anirakaranam me astu.
Anirakaranam mestu
Me astu, don't say me astu. Me astu. Anirakaranam me astu.
Anirakaranam mestu
Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu
Tadatmani nirateya Upanishadssu
dharmaste mai santu te mai santu
Dharmaste mai santu te mai santu
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Hari